What's poppin', everybody? This is the cartoon kid Ray Rawlins, and today for our Courage review, we are still sticking around in season one, obviously continuing in the same order that we left off with season one, episode three, part one, called Courage Meets Bigfoot. Now, before we get into this episode, you guys know the order and how we usually do things. We're gonna have Mr. Alex Payne give us that episode breakdown. So, what happens in this episode?
I mean, it's pretty simple, really. Bigfoot comes to the farm. Courage tries to find him. Courage finds him in the kitchen, and they battle in a food fight war. But a reward is out for Bigfoot, so obviously, good old Eustace, even though it's only for like what $25, I think it was. He he wanted that reward, so he brought him angry mob to get Bigfoot, and that's the episode.
See, man, listen. I guess we can mention the ending in the moments, I suppose. Um, this was an interesting episode. First thing that really stood out to me is that obviously we all know Bigfoot to be this big, gigantic ass grizzly bear, right? Like a motherfucking grade 8 Vegeta or something. Okay, that's what I think Bigfoot is, and Bigfoot looks nothing like what he's portrayed to be. Nothing at all. Which, I mean, I guess you could say is an upset in a sense. I don't know. Like, for I'll mention this. I wasn't really feeling this episode as I was the other Courage episodes. Now, is that to say it's bad? Absolutely not. I'm gonna save all that for the review. But the one thing that really stood out to me and I kind of didn't like is that Bigfoot wasn't a big gigantic grizzly bear. However, you can give him props for doing something a little bit different. He is played up to be like a mother's kid at the end, who ironically has the same voice actor as Eustace, I believe. They sound very similar. So
Theodore.
I'm gonna let you go with your little first thought before I keep babbling on. So go ahead. I'm tossing it over to you.
I mean, I think like my first thought is just that this is a pretty average, okay episode. That's my first thought. Nice and simple, nothing too special,
Right.
but not definitely nothing bad.
Okay. Would you say it holds up to the previous episodes we've been reviewing or not?
Nah, this is definitely on the lower totem pole of the Courage
Okay.
episodes.
Okay. So I'm not crazy. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Let's get into standout moments. I'm gonna let you handle this. What are some of your standout moments of this episode?
Well, I mean, it's weird to mention the moment at the end as the first one, but
Oh no,
when
yeah. See, I was gonna do that
when the mother came out, Theodore,
one.
mommy.
you you think Bigfoot is supposed to be this big ass scary monster and whatnot, but this motherfucker bows down to his mom. She's like, man, I told you to keep playing in the backyard. Don't leave the backyard. Oh,
Grabs him by
sorry.
the ear and dragging him away. But I mean, what else do you expect from Courage, though? I mean, for Christ's sake, when you really think about it, like again, this was supposed to be Courage versus Bigfoot, and they get into a food fight,
Right. Yeah, and you gotta
and
mention too.
and Mario's just right there watching, just in her rocking chair, just watching the food fight.
Yeah, Muriel just don't give no fucks. No fucks at all. Just chilling. And you know what? I don't know. I think that's the worst thing about her character because obviously we can say that she is the dumbest out of all of them. She is oblivious to what's going on in a sense. But she's just motherfucking watching, just enjoying the show. Courage's transformations have always been a motherfucking big thing for me, man. I fucking love his transformation. Like, he turns into this big ass planting. I don't know how he does it, but obviously, cartoon logic. But he freaking totally more. I think this is the first time I've seen him actually like fully transform into something.
Yeah,
Because
I
with
think
the
he transformed into like this Godzilla like thing trying to eat
yeah,
the car and shit. Like that was a long ass transformation too.
and then I think he turned into a big gigantic foot. It's like footprint. Um, I gotta mention this too. That music that they had in the what's that episode? I want to say it's the Shadow one. where he was like, "Oh, I gotta stop doing that," because he's doing a ooh, whatever the hell that shit is.
Yeah.
He's like, "I gotta stop doing that." And I noticed they use that in this episode and the episode we're gonna review next week. Which I don't remember the name of it, but it's the second part to this episode.
Yeah, it's
So,
Hothead.
oh, okay. Oh, shit. But anyway, yeah, you said the only thing they reused was the Panic song, but I'm starting to notice that now. I'm like, oh man, they're reusing the hell out of this song. But anyway, Courage's transformations, big score, food fight, obviously. Another hilarious scene. Muriel's just watching, oblivious to the whole motherfucking shit. What were you about to say?
No, I was just gonna say I'm not exact. Which music you mean? I mean, I know you can't tell me, but I'm trying to figure
The
out
one
which
that
music.
sounds kind of like the Krusty Krab thing from SpongeBob.
Oh yeah, I know which one you mean. You mean the farm music?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because I haven't heard that in any other episodes besides those two.
I think
or
I know
like
which
the
one.
ones later on, later on in the series.
I really want to say it's the farm music.
Yeah, it probably is. It probably is.
You mean the one where like with players when they show outside a lot? I'm pretty sure.
Probably.
I really want to say that's the one you mean, but anyway, I guess it's not important. But I think like I said, since this is a low key episode, I think that's all the moments with me. What about
Okay.
you?
Yeah, it's pretty. I want to mention Eustace, obviously, with his greedy ass. Like, obviously, once the kid gets reunited with his mom, he still don't care. He freaking ties that damn chain around his ankle. He's like, nah, I'm getting this $25 cup. And Mira's like, Eustace, let the kid go. He's like, nah, I'm getting my money.
You get that chain off the child.
And then the whole mob ends up chasing his ass. So Eustace, obviously, and you know what? I gotta mention this too. I really thought we were gonna get, and you know what? Obviously, you can't expect it because Eustace obviously would be out of character. I thought we were gonna see Eustace and Courage work together, man. I really thought we were gonna see that. I really did, and I'm kind of disappointed, but it shouldn't have been expected because obviously Eustace hates the damn dog, which I mean is understandable, I suppose. I mean that's who he is. But let's get on to the review. What is a positive and what is a negative for you for this episode? Because I really want to hear more so what you got to say on the. I wouldn't say it's like a more negative side, but like you said, this episode is kind of a downer. Part of the lower totem pole, which I do agree with. So I really want to hear your thoughts on this, especially with you being a big fan of the series.
I think a positive was it had some nice moments. It's an interesting take on the whole Bigfoot story, nice swerves, music obviously always on point and everything. But for the negative, I guess the best way I could describe the negative is the episode felt underwritten. Like there wasn't
really.
Like there wasn't that much going on. There wasn't even that much said. It just felt underwritten. Like there not very much happened in this episode.
Okay, and you know what? Honestly, I agree with all that. I honestly do. I agree with all that. Like you can. I definitely see how you say it's underwritten. Like not a lot felt like it happened, and it just didn't carry the same. You know what? It is, I guess, comedy centered. Perhaps it's a different take on the Bigfoot story, but it just didn't feel the same as a Dr. LeQuack, or it definitely didn't feel the same as Cajun Granny Sue. So that's why I didn't get too much enjoyment out of this. However, it wasn't bad. Since I'm already kind of gotten started, I guess I might as well give my review. And like I said, it was okay.
You go, girl.
It was It was It's not like I said, Cajun Granny Stew or Dr. LeQuack, or I even see the Duck Brothers is a better episode than this. But however, it's Courage the Cowardly Dog, and they just didn't put shit out, just make it be like, oh, here's something half-assed, there you go. I still say this episode is worthy of a nice. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I mean, it's not the best, it's not the worst. More so middle of the road, but a little bit better than that. It felt kind of, meh. Didn't really care for it. There's plenty other episodes I'd love to watch over this, honestly, if I had to pick a Courage episode to watch. So, what about you?
I think I'll agree with that. A 6 out of 10. That's a nice flat, above average but not great episode. It's just this is the definition of a 6 out of 10 episode of anything really.
On your little
Which I
rating,
guess
on your little rating scale, what would you define as a 6? You said it was like decent, right?
I define a 6 as decent, like
Okay.
right above middle of the road, decent.
Okay. All right. Well, there you guys have it, man. I'm the cartoon kid, Ray Rawlins, and he's Alex Payne. We both give this episode a 6 out of 10. Not bad, not great, but it was decent. But y'all know what it is, man. This is the Cartoon Kid channel where we talk cartoons and we do it daily, baby. And as always, if you got anything to say about this episode, if you liked it, if you hated it, and you want to leave your opinion down in the comments box below, hey, feel free to do that, man. If you have any other shows that you want us to review or any other Courage the Cowardly Dog episodes that you want us to review, toss it down in the comments box below. But until then, we will see you when we see you. Peace out, everybody.